Well, hey, how y'all doing out there this morning? And good morning. And it is early morning, it's sunrise. So please excuse me while I sit here and have my coffee with you. But I had something important I wanted to talk about because a lot of y'all have been pointing out to me lately that I've been kind of rough or been kind of just real hard on certain things. And there's a reason for that, and it has nothing to do with Trump. It has nothing to do with anything else except the truth about what's going on. I know that all y'all have to work. I know that we all have to keep our homes up. I know that we've all been born into something that was beyond us. We were born into it. Some of us don't like it like me. Some of us have grown very comfortable with it. I have brothers out there that will admit they love all the toys, the gadgets, the gizmos. They love mankind's life. They love society. They seem to have a place in it. Well, it's just gone too far, y'all. That's why I'm upset now. We're beyond critical. We've gone beyond the point of overconsumption. We can't replenish what we have now, and the SUVs are getting bigger, and even Jaguar, sports car companies, making an SUV, and everybody's getting more and more into debt when they know that that's not even real money or based on anything, and that it's all an illusion, and yet we keep going and funneling into it and putting everything we have into this system. We see other countries that are going to electric cars. We see other countries that are going to sustainable energy sources 100%, and they're saying they're doing it now and over the next couple of years. This is a consumer-based society. This is a capitalist society. It's make all the money you can before you die, and in doing that, we're going to die. Because I want you to look at other places in the world that don't pay attention to this big oil. And this is why this is the whole point of this. This is why I've been pointing out to y'all about big oil. You already know that it causes the wars. You already know that it's a very controlling industry. It runs whole governments, y'all. They do the most insane things right in our face. And we all say, well, we got to get to work. We got to have gas. We got to have this. We got to have that. But that's just what you need. So just for you, the regular person, and I'm not getting on you, I just want to show you the reality of this. Most people out here, you're going to get up in the morning, you're going to get ready for work, you're going to get in your car, and you're going to go to work. Somehow you're going to be in a car during the day. And I noticed this when I drove down to Florida here just yesterday. I couldn't believe all the cars, and I got to thinking when we stopped and got gas, and down there gas was real expensive, so paying like $2.99 for gas. And I went beyond thinking about the price of gas, and I was just thinking about everybody gassing up, everybody having something to do. Well, everybody had these really nice cars and these big, giant SUVs and stuff, and that's fine. It was all looking nice, and everything was great, and everybody seemed well to do. But think about that gas. How did it get to that pump to get in your tank? Look at the pipeline spilling everywhere, killing other life in our water supplies. Look at Nestle buying clean water in all these places and selling it to you in bottles. None of that part's supposed to be right. The emissions are causing problems. Look over in China where those people when they started getting the manufacturing in the 1990s, the average Chinese person, there's 1.5 billion of these people, by the way, they were able to buy cars all of a sudden or motorized vehicles. Now those people are walking around wearing masks because the CO2 levels are that high. Go look at a CO2 map of the world. They have great graphics for you to look at. Go look at the CO2 part of it, and there's just a red zone covering China. There's also a red zone covering California, and there's a red zone covering the East Coast, and there's a red zone covering parts of Florida. Wow, there's a red zone covering Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas is an amazing place to look at if you want to see the future of what we're doing. Refineries everywhere. All these pipelines run to there, and then gasoline pipelines run out. These things are leaking, and nobody's reporting them. You don't know really what's going on. Look at like West Virginia. I lived there. I saw it with my eyes. I saw the just tens of thousands of sticks of pipe, bundles of pipes for the pipelines. I saw them doing these pipelines. I saw the little kids running around with lesions on their skin from the frack waste that they have to drink in their water. You can't even eat fish out of the creeks. The coal sludge was right in the creeks. Pipelines going right behind their house. Halliburton went to a town called Pennsboro and gave all the people that lived there between $500 and $1,500 for a non-disclosure thing, like, hey, we're going to do this here, and they're going to have a little bit of problem, but here's some money right up front. We all see that money right up front. We all see that paycheck. We all think it's just about us. There's not another species in the fucking universe that thinks about themselves first. Every other species, especially on this planet, let's deal with what we know, takes care of its own. It takes care of the species. Now they're all dying out because you're taking care of yourself and I'm taking care of myself. Somewhere we lost the connection that other things was out here, y'all. They depend on, it's not that they depend on us. They're depending on us not to depend on what our lifestyle to live, because our lifestyle is killing them. The reality it is for you, brothers and sisters, why I get upset and what I want to get across to you is that with no planet, there's no life. There won't be those bills. There won't be that white picket fence around that house. There won't be Jaguar SUV. Won't have no SUV. You won't be able to get that big truck or that big car. You won't be able to take that vacation. You won't be able to raise good kids like you want. Some of y'all got a great heart. And because we can't stop this. But the thing is, everybody can cut down or refuse. Because we're the consumer. See, that's the conundrum right there. You're the problem, but you're the solution. And I know, as crazy as that sounds, we can just demand, we can keep certain parts of what we've done, some of it coexisting. We've done amazing things. We can watch how we raise our children. We can watch how we control we control our own lives and our own destinies, and maybe the number of people on this planet. But it definitely what we buy, because we're the ones that buy it. We're the ones that pay for the wars, that make the oil to make the plastic bottles. You see what I'm getting at? Everything comes back to this big oil thing, which has bought out our government and other governments around the world. So if we just turn our back on that one aspect of it, and I ain't saying go jump on a horse or start riding in a buggy. I'm just saying that other things, every time some good invention comes out, we can't even mix it in. They won't even let it mix in. They make it all illegal. They make it all impossible to get, or they buy the patents and they deep six it. There was a centrifugal motor made one time that Lee Iacocca deep sixed, which means got rid of. And it was just a free spinning engine. And the prototype would do about 40 miles an hour. In other words, why aren't some of these cities like Los Angeles where people can't breathe, or over in China where they can't breathe, why haven't they done like one of the European cities over there and made it mandatory to have an electric car? Some of this shit didn't work, y'all, and we're way past critical mass. You see the fucking weather, you see the sickness, just everything sick and dying. And you can't no longer just sit there and say, hey, I hate it, but I gotta make a paycheck. Well, I gotta live. My children and my grandchildren, they want to live. I think you want to live. So find the balance in being the problem and the solution, right? Because you're the problem and you're the solution. So find the balance in that. Find your middle ground. Not just to feel good about yourself, but to participate, to actively participate in saving our Mother Earth. And hey, let me not call her Mother Earth so somebody won't think I'm being spiritual about it. To save your very life-sustaining planet that I think your God would want you to do. Because you're supposed to love and protect life. Because life will love and protect you back. These things that we take care of will take care of us. So, yeah, I've been being upset about it because time's running out. I mean, it's not like we're on some clock or somebody knows the deal, or it's going to be some Nostradamus prediction or something when somebody's going to get the date. No, if we don't do this, it's going to collapse. Just don't put the energy towards it. Just the energy alone, the frequencies, y'all don't even understand that because they don't teach us this. And that's the other thing. They taught us how to buy, to work, buy, consume, die. That's what they taught us how to do, y'all. They didn't teach us to be coexisting human beings and mammals on this planet. They taught us how to be worker bees. And I ain't a worker bee, and neither are you. And you're not a sheep. You're not a cow. You're not a slave. But you got to coexist with this planet no matter what. I didn't make it that way. That's the way it is. And some of our accepted behaviors and what we do, and we say it's okay because it's legal or that's the only way, it don't make it right. It don't make it right at all. Just because they say it's okay, just because they sell it to you. So refuse what they're selling. Step away and live is keep your creature comforts, by God, but just don't overdo it. I mean, pay attention to everything around you. Work more in a community effort. This is part of the division too. Division causes a lot of consumerism. I bet y'all didn't know that. Look into the psychology of being singled out and feeling like, left out. Then you fill in all these voids with junk and worthless garbage. You don't need a TV in every room. You don't need this. You don't need that. Come on. But the community efforts, what we got to get back to. Read the articles that are out there. Look at what other people around the world are doing, facing. They've accepted that there's some kind of crisis on this planet, and climate crisis, whatever you want to call it. There's a massive change going on this planet. The third world countries, the ignorant people of the world, whatever you want to call them, they're all getting ready for it and changing their lifestyles, and we got to too. Or we're not. We're just going to be wiped out. Hey, and look, if you'd rather burn out than fade away, then fine. That's another psyop mentality. They just want to keep going and live every day, killing everything. No, you got an energy, you got a soul, and that's going to go somewhere. And how you lived on this planet, for some reason, I feel like that means something. And maybe it don't, because I don't know. I'm not giving you some religious speculation or my opinion. I'm just saying we all feel that we build up good or bad things here and we carry them with us. I don't think this planet is a test, but I think it's a place to live, and you had to coexist with it. And we were born into this. Please remember that. That is very key into not blaming or the finger pointing. I'm not pointing fingers. We were born into this. People have gotten very rich off of this, and they've learned how to manipulate us very well. And all we do for them is buy stuff and keep them rich. Work, buy, consume, die. And that's most of our lives. It's about 95% of the world. That's our life. But it's gone too far. And it's not just you. So think about that. All right? I love y'all. Man, it's a big, beautiful planet too, The other way of living that you wasn't shown is also amazing. It's just like working. You got to, how you're stuck to a clock. It's just like work. It's not easy. It's not like everybody runs through meadows or is, taking a bath in a creek and rainbows are falling out their ass. No, it's hard work too. But it's sustainable, and it'll keep the planet alive, which keeps you alive. And there's so much more beyond you. Yes, be you. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you love your brother and you love this planet as you are supposed to love yourself, we wouldn't even be having this talk right now. We've been fooled and manipulated, and it's time to step out of the hypnotic state that we're in and quit being the hive, quit being worker bees that eat and feed like locusts. We're like some weird inbred insect, y'all, and we got to stop. And if we don't, you know what? Big deal. I believe what old George Carlin said, the world will be here way past us, but it'll never be like it was. And I don't want to go across the river knowing that I was a part of destroying a whole planet and thought about everybody, or didn't think about nobody else's life but mine. I ain't going out like that. I'm not going off this planet like that. And I hope you don't either. So think about that. I love y'all. Peace. And don't live in fear.